Father, thank you for allowing us to come together. We ask that you give us the strength and wisdom to make decisions that are best for the citizens across Washington County. Look out on everyone who's in this room and those who will be in earshot of my voice. Give us the power to do things that are pleasing in your eyesight. For these and other blessings in your Son, Jesus Christ's name, amen. And the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Washington County Board of Supervisors are in session. Y'all be called to give ear to the preside decision adjourned.
Okay. On the agenda, any additions, deletions? Ms. Brooks? Say that again.
Can you speak in the mic, Ms. Brooks, for us? Thank you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to add Hinton Road extension to the agenda. The city of Leland. And it's one other thing.
Those are two separate.
It's a third.
The Henson Road extension and the city of Lena.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's one other thing I can't think right now.
You can always add when you get to the end and we make sure you're good before we go.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. President.
Hinton?
Hinton Road.
Yeah, Hinton Road extension. City of Leland. Anyone else? If not, I need a motion to approve and a second. Probably moved and seconded. All in favor, show by sign of aye. And the minutes. I'm sorry.
The what now?
Election Commission.
Election Commission. Okay. Thank you.
All right, and the minutes. Any additions, deletions?
So moved.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? One abstention from the minutes. Ms. Brooks abstained from the minutes approval. Okay, Drainage Commission, Riverside Drainage District Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm Brother Sanford, actually Bertha Sanford, whatever Cosmic Brother. I'm the secretary for the Riverside Drainage District. We were here about a month ago discussing N6. Y'all asked us to go to the city to see if they would help match grants. Let me remind you what we're trying to do is we're applying through the Farm Act of 2018, a grant of some $3.6 million, of which is a 70-30 match. We have a 30% match, which is a little over $1,070,000 that we are trying to get the city and the county to help us along with the drainage district. We went to the city, met with them a couple of times, and they agreed to give us $100,000. We're asking y'all, we asked everybody to put up a third. Third's about $325,000 or something like that. I didn't know it was about $370,000. But I want to ask, if Steele, who is our president of our drainage district, to come and explain how this funds can help each one of y'all.
Speaking to that mic.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Steele. Speak into the mic a little loud if you would. Okay. Any questions, Mr. Steele? Mr. Steele, okay, Lee, I'm sorry.
Again, you know, like I said, I know this has been an issue for some time now.
Get that camera.
Number six, like I said, it's been an issue getting in there and cleaning that spot out. I'd like to see us, you know, I know that the city knows that we, of course, I know they appreciate it. I would like to see us to the third one, which would be, what, 370, I believe? 370,000, to help match that. So I would make a motion that we do that, or we approve the
Point of information.
Go ahead, Ms. Brooks.
I thought we were still in discussion. The gentleman initially said that this particular drainage can help out with the other drainage problems in the city of Greenville or the county. Is that correct? But I guess I'm not sure what the ditches. Yeah, I understand your ditch. My biggest concern is how can we do it together? There's a ditch on Highway 82 over by the ditch on Highway 82. What's that ditch called?
Runs under 82, number 9 runs
Number
under 82.
9. How would that affect number 9? Or will it not affect number 9 at all? Thank you so much. So what exactly are you looking to do to the ditch? Are you trying to make the ditch deeper or widen it up or have it run off somewhere else? What exactly are you looking for to do with the ditch?
that section of the ditch has limited access and it clogs up routinely. Sometimes big events, sometimes just silt. Access is limited. Cleaning it is a chore.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is to simplify this section of ditch, which is about 6/10 of a mile on Bile Road north. And so that down the road we'll have less man hours cleaning it, and we can redirect those man hours and split it to other sections.
I guess let me rephrase the question. I understand you're going to do some work to it, but what exactly are you doing? I know you're talking about reducing man hours. Are you making the ditch deeper? Are you cleaning the ditch? Or are you creating new drainage where it can drain out to another location?
We're cleaning the ditch out, we're improving the hydraulics, and we're paving the channel.
Oh.
It's really from the control structure at Lake Manor to the south of Bile Road.
So another question, where does this ditch run off to?
They run to number 9, the ditch you were talking about. They all drain.
Okay, I guess let me go back. So sometimes we run into situations where ditches, they have a runoff and it may flood another location or may go to another location. So let's say we have a bad rain. Where does it normally go? Does it go to a second location where it may run off and farm more than just residential? Because the other concern would be farmland as well.
Within the Washington County drainage, unless it's downtown where it's directed to the pump station, everything is handled through main canal, and it travels to the south. When main canal is flooded, the other tributaries, all the other ditches are also flooded.
So how far, so that ditch is pretty much parallel to number 9? Is it parallel to 9? Because I know 9 goes south.
South, and then it continues to the south to the Yazoo River, runs to Mississippi.
You answered my question. Thank you.
Any other questions? I got a motion on the floor. Any other questions?
Second.
I got a motion and a second to approve the 370.
No, we're not giving 370,000, are we?
That's what you're about to approve, $370,000.
Hold on, let's go back. I thought we supposed to be matching what Greenville is getting.
They did 100,000. Now, the question to Greenville was to put up a third as well. They decided to only put up a third of that third, $100,000.
So let's go back so we all be on the same page again.
All right, well, let me do this in there. You call for a point of, but I got a question, a second and a motion. But yeah, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, so you're asking this, all right, so you said it's a 70-30. How much is the grant again? The,
Three, 1 point,
so 10, and you gotta do 30%. And so Green was doing 100, and we looking to pay, and you want Washington County to pay 370,000.
yes.
And where the rest of the money coming from? All right, next question: what will we find in 370,000, Mr. President?
Outstanding. I don't know. Out of general fund, we'd have to have the finance committee take a look. One supervisor said. Okay. All right, we're trying to figure out where our third is coming from, the $370,000. Supervisor Gordon says general fund. I would prefer having the finance committee get together, figure it out, and find the money. What's in gaming? Okay. How much in it?
Mr. President.
I'm going to give you a number.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have any internet connection, so I will not be able to tell you, but I do know it's over 2 mil.
Say that again.
I don't have any internet connection, so I won't be able to give you the accurate number, but I do know it's over 2 mil.
Okay. So that's there. That's not committed versus general. But you two will have to decide where that money comes from. Is that a problem?
The only concern is,
Finance committee.
well, the biggest concern is that the finance committee has not met,
No,
and
but you-
I think that's very immature for us to commit $370,000 and we don't know where the dollars are coming from. I think the what you're doing, I think it needs to be done, but I think it would be smart and wise if this board would go identify the funding first before we commit 370. It's just that simple. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to vote against it. Not that I'm voting against your project. I just think the board needs to identify where the money comes first, and then we can come back and give it to you. It's just.
Go ahead.
And what is your deadline?
Okay.
So you haven't officially applied for it yet.
Okay.
And you're doing the application with who? Who you doing the application with?
All right. You good? You good, Ms. Brooks?
Yeah, I just hate that, we came back at this late date. Had I known, I think we would have had a meeting. I know you came to us and talked to us about it. I didn't know the deadline was going to be in November. Had we known, we could have had a finance committee and we can officially identify where we're getting the funding for, except just trying to scrabble along. It just kind of makes the county just kind of.
Hold what you got, Ms. Sam. Hold what you got. Hold what you got.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed the deadline.
Hold what
If
you
I would have got an email, that'd have been an idea, because 370 is a nice penny to be putting out, because we have other bridges we really do need to address as well.
All right. Supervisor Gordon, your motion is general fund. You want to leave it there? You want to go to gaming? You want to leave your motion where it is? You got a second. It's $2 million. $2 million in gaming.
I think we need to make a decision in this motion on where we're going to get the funding from.
General. The decision is made. It's general. I've got a motion and I got a second.
Where the
But
funding comes out
we-
as funeral, it shouldn't be going
General.
either or.
All right. I've got a motion on the floor with a second. 370 out of general. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. But once you complete your application process and you got your funding, you need our matching dollars, let us know. Yes, sir. We won't cut a check next week till you hear from us. Yes, sir. All right.
Cut the lecture. You done did it. Cut the lecture.
Good enough.
You want to include signing of that, on that resolution? Do you put that resolution?
Okay, that's, Ms. Hansel, come on with it again, please. Say it to the mic, Ms.
Okay.
Hansel.
Can we include in the motion that we authorize president to sign off on the resolution?
Do I need it?
You to do anyway.
All right, that's what the addition to that motion is for the signature on the resolution. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, Ms. Coppage, Will Coppage. Oh.
Speak into the mic because I can't hear you. And is it on? 'Cause I ain't good. Can you hear me now? Now you can. They been up there talking.
First, I'm from Washington County, North Carolina. So first, I was talking about the chamber update. This weekend we had real time Christmas, and we had an excellent weekend. So far, we heard great things. And this year we had something a little different. We had a live band, a raffle, and a scavenger hunt with all the local businesses here in Greenville.
Y'all didn't tell me about this.
Well, look, they put it all over Facebook. So let me tell you, my role is work for, so it all put the chamber out there. So, next, just talk about what the project that they have. By the end of the month, the signage on Highway 61 and 82, the Leland Industrial Park should be replaced. The new signage will reflect the site is an energy qualified site, 500 acres shovel ready. So, Will, he did explain to me that, once know why, signage was being replaced was because the wind damage that happened in 2019. So now they're getting another signage to put them fully clover and do things like that. Next, we have a award that we presented with. It was the APT Work Rate Community. Washington County has been recognized again as the highest maintenance county out of over nearly 500 participating counties in the United States. So this is the little trophy medallion that we were presenting. And also, with workforce wise, which is what I went over, we have 2 scholarships that we issue out to all Washington County residents. And we have a new scholarship, which is the prime age for all Washington County residents between the age of 16 to 54. So now, anyone who gets interested in workforce training at the CAP Center, we're able to cover the funding for that. And if not, is there any questions?
Any questions? Oh, guess not. Thank you. Appreciate your help. Okay, consider the approval of interlocal agreement for exchange of certain roads and bridge equipment. You?
I think I put that on.
You put that on, Ms. Sampson?
I did. This came from the board attorney for Sharkey County,
Okay. That's a renewal.
and this is an interlocal agreement for the exchange of certain road and bridge equipment, materials, and services. This agreement, the county entered into this agreement back in
2 years ago?
maybe, 2 years
But
ago?
yeah, something like that, 2, 3 years.
And this is a renewal of the interlocal agreement.
Yeah.
I think I'll pass this over to the board attorney,
Okay.
and perhaps he can review it, and then make some recommendations to the board.
For a number of years, we borrowed equipment, or did exchange equipment with Sharkey County, particularly their asphalt machine. And we've always had this agreement. Now that we have our own, we haven't borrowed as much, but it's just another local agreement for the exchange of equipment.
I like to make much of them return their agreement over to an attorney.
That's what we do.
I mean, we need to get a professional attorney on this thing. That's my
That's-
motion.
We do need to see how it's gonna continue to benefit Washington County.
Right. We did.
That's what
All right, but yeah, I got a motion to pass it to the attorney, which that's appropriate anyway. Do I have a second for that motion?
yeah.
I got a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Hansel, if you
And I'll
would.
pass it over to the board attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute.
Ty Pinkins, he's with the Mississippi Center for Justice
Here's the letter attached to it.
to discuss Justice Court Navigation Plan.
Give me-
Speaking to the mic a little loud, if you would.
Thank you for sharing the time with me today. My name is Ty Pinkins, and I'm a lawyer at the Mississippi Center for Justice, which is a public entity nonprofit law firm that dedicated to promoting racial and economic justice. I'm a veteran, retired after 21 years in the military, former communications aide for President Obama, and I'm a graduate of Georgetown University Law Center. And more important than that, I'm the son of Mississippi Delta, on Coffee here in Sharp County. The reason I'm here today is program offered by the Mississippi Center for Justice to ensure that people in low-income, underserved communities have equal access to the justice system. The only thing that's asked of the county is to provide a space or offer a space in the courthouse, not the courtroom, so that community members can have access to give the information before they enter the justice court to have their case heard. In closing, the reason I'm here is that as far as we know, people in low-income communities, underserved communities that have faced the justice court system without adequate legal representation, while the companies offering the court have high-powered lawyers standing by their side. So I'm here as a son of the city developer from Charlotte County asking you for your approval to implement this program into the Washington County Justice Court system. Thank you for your time, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have about the program.
Supervisor Gordon?
Does it actually have to be in the courthouse or just somewhere here in this address or one of the buildings adjacent to the courthouse?
It doesn't have to be in the courthouse. It just, we would just like for it to be somewhere where community members can have access to the two navigators, to myself as a free legal representation before they go into the justice court to have their case heard.
Any
I
other
do-
questions?
I have a question. So we have a situation where, you know, somebody hadn't paid their ticket. And so I know there's something that passed where, you know, they can't spend their license. How do we work to help them to get to encourage them to pay their bill? Because it's almost set up where you just don't pay it. And we have a large backlog of people who are not paying the bills. They're not working off the time. And so, you know, the dollar falls back on the taxpayer. And my concern is how can we address that particular issue?
Well, the Justice Court Navigator Program specifically focuses on civil cases, not criminal cases. Now, the tickets do not fall under civil cases. We focus on specifically landlord ticket issue and consumer debt issue, which deals with payday loans for people who haven't paid their credit cards or people who have a hard time paying their medical bills.
I got you.
They come in, they call these things.
So what exactly do you need from Washington County?
I just need Washington to have this board to approve me to implement the program in the Justice Court Navigator, in the Justice Court system.
Okay, Attorney Griffin, I'd like to hear what you think about this.
Wow. In view of the fact legal services in Washington County is very limited now, the legal services program, and I'm familiar with the Center for Justice and what they do, and they have been advocates for many of the persons who cannot afford lawyers, primarily, as the gentleman said, in civil cases. The criminal setting is a little bit different, but they do a very effective and meaningful job in helping those who cannot afford lawyers in court and try in attempt to navigate the court system, because I agree with him 100%. If you go into court without a lawyer, the business community and others will have lots of lawyers. They can afford them, and because they understand that if they are successful anyway, the defendant gonna have to pay the legal fees. So there need to be some place in Washington County where they can meet and discuss cases with these persons who otherwise cannot go to their offices in Indianola or in Jackson. Am I correct? So that is the need, and all they're asking for is some space, make space available where they can meet with these folks, Mr. President, members of the board. And I think we ought to, if possible, try to accommodate them. I do know this, though. You're not going to be able to accommodate them with space in the justice court at this time.
Well, actually, we do have some space we could probably use. They can use.
In the justice court?
No, another
No, 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 that's what
location.
I'm saying, you're not gonna be able to.
We'll work that out, we know.
Right.
No,
yes.
Mr.
So-
Griffin, I was saying we actually do have space. That building on,
No, I didn't say you didn't have space. You know, if and all possible, because people come to justice court
Right.
when they got a case. So you want it, if and all possible, be near as possible to the justice court to accommodate that.
well, this is on
Yeah.
this is on Washington Avenue, the building that was given to Greenville, to Washington County from the city of Greenville.
Depot.
The depot. I think
She
that
tried
would
to
be
say
a
depot.
nice location.
Why
I
she
just couldn't
keep
think.
stabbing at the depot building, but go
I just couldn't think of the name of it, sir.
It's the depot building, man.
The depot building. I think that would be a nice location for
I
them.
would recommend
Okay.
you approve the program and offer to assist.
She asked for an opinion, not a recommendation, but I hear you.
But I do like your recommendation. I'd like to make a motion that we approve to have the Mississippi Delta Justice Court Navigation Program in Washington County with the Mississippi Center for Justice.
All right, that's a motion. I got it.
I'll second it. I'm just saying we need to try to identify,
A location.
a place and how
will.
big a spot that do you need. Is it somewhere that you got a square footage in mind, or how much?
In some of the court systems, for instance, in Hinds County, we didn't even need a room. They just did it there in the little foyer instead of a table with a little cloth, a tablecloth that says Mississippi Center for Justice. And people come and they get information right as they're going into the justice court. In Yanola, they gave us a room right off the court room where people pass through, they phone through, they get the information they need.
Okay.
And just to give the board a little, just a slight more important information, we need to know about the program before you vote on it. The program is done in phases. Right now, I'm in the observation phase in all of these counties, just to make sure that I understand how things operate in the justice court, and that the justice court judges know about the program and understand it. And in March is when the program is literally implemented.
Good
Where
enough.
I'll be a licensed attorney when I pass the bar, and I'll be able to, whenever I'm in the county, provide community members with free legal representation, because in civil cases, as attorney may understand, community members don't have a right to free representation. In criminal cases, they do.
Okay. All right, we got a motion and a second.
I got one
We
other
got Ms.
question.
Brooks. Go ahead.
If everything goes like you plan, I guess what I was saying, do y'all man that? I mean, is someone in that office all the time, or how do they get in contact with you? How do they know you're there? I know through the judges also, but will someone man that, or is it just set up by appointment? Or?
In addition to doing this program, what Mississippi Center for Justice does is it offers educational clinics to community members to let them know where we are in that office. And we are here on the days that justice court take place. Sometimes it's twice a month or 3 times a month. We're here on those specific days. Me, I'm here maybe twice a month, but we'll have volunteers that we train that live in the community, or undergrad students from some of the surrounding colleges. They'll be there on those days that justice court take place in order to answer that information, or contact me if I'm in another county.
Good enough. Ms. Brooks, would you step up, please? You got any questions, Ms. Brooks? Mr. Pinkins, have you met our justice court clerk? Ms. Brooks? Come to the mic if you would.
I have not spoken to Mr. Pinkins. Okay, because I did try to reach him after I found out about this on Thursday. I called him Thursday evening, and I also called him on Friday. The number that was listed on the card that I got from his home, that was transferred on me, was not in service, so I have not spoken to him. And as far as, justice court is a people's court, and therefore,
Any other questions? I've got a motion and a second on the floor for approval. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Sir,
Mr. Oh,
I just got a question. You know, I know you say you don't deal with criminal, but I would like for you to just do a little research on that, on how we can start addressing that issue, because we do have a large backlog, but then we have people not working off the fine and the fine just sitting there. And I know that's not your main practice, but I was asking you to start, would you look at it to help us out on this situation?
Attorneys at Harvard Law School, I'm working with them in order to try to address the roadblock that we have, and I'm sure the attorneys can attest to this with regard to criminal cases. It's a constitutional thing where people have a right to free representation in criminal cases, and in the Constitution, it does not address civil cases, which is why
Yeah. My biggest concern right now, a lot of the people, when they owe the fine and they didn't pay the fine or whatever, they would get on the truck and help clean the city and the county up. And we need that back really bad. And so if you could help us start looking for avenues to address that issue, I really would appreciate it. Thank you, County, sir.
thank you, sir. All right. Tasha Banks. Morning.
Good morning.
I'm back, to see, is it okay that we partner, you all partner with the city, and use, your asphalt machine, we're gonna buy all the materials, the two streets I wanna do is Nico, am I pronouncing it right?
Yes. Yes.
Nico and Oscar Place. We're buying all the materials, we just need to partner with them.
Yep. Netho is a chip and seal. Oxford Place is asphalt.
Well, I don't. Why would we do a chip and seal on Netho when the road it goes on to is asphalt?
It's currently
It's
Gravel.
currently dirt.
gravel.
So I just think that if what is the main road that was in a local agreement that the city and the county did together?
Reed.
When they did Reed Road, I just think if ain't no sense of just going to chip and seal, I just think it should be asphalt. And why don't we have the county pay for the asphalt for Netho?
Well, originally, my supervisor, said that he was gonna take care of it,
I'm gonna call you.
but, the last meeting, you all asked me, I have a problem.
Okay. So I don't have a problem. I'd like to make a motion that we allow the city of Greenville and an interlocal agreement to use the county do the work, and we also do asphalt for Netho. That's my motion.
Who covers the man hours and the fuel? We do?
The county do.
Lee?
We just, the other day, in which, us just supplying the machine and the manpower, I don't have a problem with that. I think, but we just approved, this board approved a process for this to go through, though, that it goes through the city, not by individual councilmen. And that's what it has to go through a process. That's what the attorney went through the truck.
We went through the process, you all a letter, you all told me to come back in November to, see where you were with your roles.
Now, the
Mr.
Netho,
Gordon.
is that right
All right,
off
hold
of the,
it. Let him go.
off Reed Road right there?
It is. It's right across the street from the
Storage building.
storage
Yeah,
building. You remember the gentleman that came
Yeah.
to the board? Him.
And again, so y'all are gonna cover all the material, y'all just asking for? Yeah,
My supervisor told me not to worry about Nero,
yeah.
because he's gonna handle that.
Yeah, I would say you'd stay with and the reason being, I'll vote for all the manpower and the equipment, but when it comes to us supplying material, no, and then the reason being, on the asphalt, the only difference is when you, and the only way I've calculated was by the mile anyway. On a mile of the asphalt, it's about $50,000 a mile.
Well, it's
single
not a
tap.
mile.
And then on the chip and seal, it's real close to half of that. But again, you're talking about just a couple of residents, you know, on that. Yeah, the chip and seal, but again, we just, you know, said that we were gonna, now, has that come to us through the way, I know what you're saying, you know, Ms. Banks, that, you know, but has it come through the, through the, by order of the city council?
It came from the city of Greenville. We all got notices on it.
On these two?
Hold on,
It's,
Mr. Attorney. You remember receiving that letter from us? Netho and Oxford Place being done
I didn't receive.
a month or so ago.
Yeah,
Anybody got a
everybody,
copy of
well,
the
I
letter?
received, I don't have the letter.
We need to have, it needs to be in the records.
yeah.
Ms. Hansel, do you remember a copy of it?
I remember something coming from the city, yes.
Yeah. I don't remember it being those two, but I'm sure that won't be an issue to get those two. But the only thing I'm saying is, if we're gonna do it, we need to do what they request and not adding,
Well, my only,
hold on, I'm not done.
you go on and I'll
When
talk.
what they request and not what we wanna put there, that's for them to do that. I don't have a problem with material. I don't have a problem with material and manpower, and as long as this went through the process like that, I think we should work with them. I don't have a problem like that, but,
Okay.
Again, we're still waiting on, you know,
No,
how
no.
to asphalt,
No, no.
how to asphalt that.
Miss Councilwoman,
Banks.
Banks, would you like for the county to do Netho?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Originally, my supervisor told me not to worry about that the county would take care of,
Don't throw your supervisor under the bus like that.
he didn't tell me that.
But
That's in Supervisor Redmond's district, Netho is.
On Netho,
That's his district.
My supervisor told me.
Okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine. Mr. Attorney,
Members of the board, if you would recall, we had a discussion about the process.
That's right.
Of doing this and ensuring that state law was adhered to. The state law mandates that there be, first of all, an agreement in writing between the municipalities and the county before you proceed. And I brought that to your attention in hopes that we could engage in some dialogue with these municipalities and the mayors to try to work out some kind of agreement, written agreement to avoid exactly what is being done today, and that is individual councilmen, members of the boards of aldermen, being able to come before the board and ask for something in their ward as opposed to a municipality action for general help, okay? That's what the law provides for. And the law specifically provides for that the municipality will provide the professional support as well as the materials. And the county, if there's an agreement, will provide the equipment and labor. And it's calculated and designed to always ensure that legal liability remain with the municipalities as opposed to the city once these projects are done. Now, and I understand y'all been doing this haphazardly and so far as requesting letters and stuff. And but at some point you got to start adhering to what the law says with regard to what is the agreement that you have with the municipality. And I asked, is there an agreement?
there is not a
Well,
standing. I'm sorry.
actually, we asked you to come up with the interlocal agreement like 2 meetings ago, but we haven't received
2
it
weeks
yet.
ago, but that means, right, and I was getting ready to start the dialogue with the municipalities, but we at this stage again, okay? In fact, I spoke with the mayor of Greenville about it, so that we can start the dialogue. We got to deal with the same with Hollandale, we got to deal with the same with Arco, Leland, and Metcalf. So each one of them, there has to be an interlocal agreement.
then I move, then let's develop that interlocal agreement and give the attorney time to, develop it. And then that way, we can proceed with the projects. So let's make, does it require a motion?
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
I rescind my
Then-
motion.
then I make a motion before you rescind it.
She can take it.
Did you say you rescinded?
I'm on something else, go ahead.
I move that we give the attorney time to make an interlocal agreement with the city and the county.
All municipalities.
Yeah,
It's a
all
general-
of them,
A
yeah.
general,
Okay.
interlocal.
I'm
That's a
gonna
motion.
second that motion, but I have a concern. What would be the time limit? Because the concern is now getting the asphalt down.
All right, let me-
Do you think we can have this interlocal agreement ready by the first meeting in December? Because we can't let the time pass where they can't repair the streets or we can't do asphalt. So that's gonna be the concern right there.
Let me remind you all of something. We have roads that we're on a schedule. They're finishing up in Hollandale. They've got to come to District 4 and Broadway Extended
Right.
before APAC shuts down for the winter.
Well, I guess that's gonna be the concern of when they're gonna shut down. Do we know?
No, we don't. They control that. We have no clue. There's Arthur over there.
Where's the road manager?
She's back in the corner.
Have you heard anything about a time frame of as APAC shutting down yet? Okay, so Attorney Griffin, do you think you can have that interlocal agreement?
No, you don't.
No, we don't. We
No, you
really
don't.
pushing
Let
time.
me tell you, let me share something with you all. With what you're finishing up in Hollandale, the project you have in Leland, Broadway Extended, you will not get to those projects this year. That's what you got scheduled. You can approve it and get to it when you can, but you won't get it this year.
But they may go longer. Depends on the weather. Am I correct?
You're absolutely right.
So it's pending the weather is suitable for, them paving? Is, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, are we talking, if, as long as the weather provides them time to work?
As long as APAC is running,
Yeah.
they may decide to shut down anytime. But as long as we're ordering, they may not cut us off in the middle of a project.
Well, then that's, can you place the order? And then they will have to give us that order for.
No, they don't.
For, they can hold it until next year?
Yeah.
They shut sometimes, Tommy, in between, you guys are,
No,
while
they
we're
don't.
doing a project, they'll shut it down in between that, and they just say, we're not running it tomorrow, and that'll shut our whole process down on some of that.
They just started back
Yeah.
with asphalt, say a couple weeks ago.
Running.
Okay.
They go, come, shut down.
They run in cycles, they go down
Well,
for
right.
repairs
I just think we just get to it when we can get to it.
when we get to it. We just need
have to
the
go.
interlocal agreement. Mr. Attorney, go ahead.
I
Inter-
will get the interlocal agreement in the
Yeah.
hands of the city of Greenville, those municipalities by their first meeting next month.
You've already got the motion and the
I've got a
second.
motion and a second. Any more questions? Lee?
No. Marla seconds.
Marlon, who made the motion?
Vincent made the motion.
Vincent made the motion
Yes.
for the interlocal agreement.
Yes.
All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
So there's nothing we can do about this process?
Yeah,
Because we have those other roads in the works, in the chute already?
yeah. I'm gonna tell you what we can do.
What?
We can purchase our own asphalt processing facility. Hey, that's no joke. No, that's not a joke.
I'm sure he's right.
We had this conversation before.
I'm working with three
Yeah, but that won't help us for these projects.
No, it won't, but
Okay.
we have, an asphalt machine and we're at the mercy of APAC. All right. What we need to do now, we're preparing an interlocal agreement for the city of Greenville that will cover this project as well as future projects.
Right, that's just for Greenville? For
No.
all of them?
No,
It's for
why?
all municipalities.
All municipalities.
All municipalities. And once we get that approved, we'll schedule those two streets. But don't be surprised Now, did the board say the county's going to cover expenses on NITHO?
Yes.
No, that's exactly what the attorney said we cannot do.
Cannot
That's
do.
what the law
Oh, the
says.
law
Well,
We
that's
don't
not
cover the
ac- it's-
material.
that's not
We don't
accurate.
cover the material, we cover the labor and the
Yeah,
and the
that's
equipment.
right.
That's exactly what the law says.
Actually, that's not accurate. It's left up to what this board decides to do. Once you show it to me in writing, then I go the other way. But I've seen it done in other counties.
All right, we'll get the interlocal agreement, Ms. Banks, and appreciate your patience, and we'll get it scheduled. Right now, we'll stick with the schedule that we have, and try to, I'm sorry, Lee.
I know this ain't what you wanted right now, but just, it's a little closer. Yeah. Let me say, I mean, it's not, I know you want it done this year, and again, we want to help where we can. We want to make sure we're right, and we're doing it right, but it is a little closer. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, one thing that I failed to do was put the floodplain manager on the agenda. Mr. Daniel Hooker. Can we add Mr. Hooker to the agenda so we can go ahead?
Add what?
Daniel Hooker to the agenda.
So moved.
And a second. Properly moved to second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Hooker, if you would, please.
Before we put this packet, this is a copy of the updated flood management program for Washington County. Yeah. This is not official, and I'm not asking today for final approval, but I did make the revisions that FEMA asked for, and then I submitted it to them for, they're gonna go through it, and then once they're okay with it, I'll come back at another meeting and get final approval on it. Provided a copy for everybody, very minor changes, a couple of things on here, just really quick. They removed some information about preliminary flood hazard data and community flood hazard data because we don't have any published. They added and clarified a few definitions. Shallow flooding area, that's nothing that's gonna make a lot of difference for Washington County. I'm just reading off my notes, but this is all, this is some revisions that are contained within there. Another thing they added was a right of entry for the floodplain management. We had that on previous editions. They took it out when we adopted it in 2012, and now they've added it back to kind of get all of the counties in the state to be able to have that same powers. And the only reason why they add that is for so I can go in there and have to do damage assessments on property. And then they've clarified some sections about requirements for subdivision, and then also permit procedures. Instead of having 3 stages, and it would eliminate elevation certificate requirements that we have been following before. That's clarified and streamlined that process a little bit. And so that's all I have for that. I would like you to review it and just see, and also want the attorney to look at it and make sure he was okay with everything in there. And pending notification from me, I will bring this back before you. Hopefully there won't be any changes, but if there is, I would imagine it'd be extremely minor in scope. The other thing, Washington County received a packet of a flood insurance study and some provisional revised map panels. Those are scheduled for March 23rd, 2021. We think that, and that involves the big sunflower drainage study that they were doing. That's the reason for the updating of the panels and the update of the flood insurance study. They think that they'll have everything in place by March of 2021. This new ordinance does not name it specifically, so that when we do get our new ordinance approved, all these documents that were revised will automatically go into effect. If there's anything else that needs to be in effect, we can address that at the time. Okay. So just a little heads up.
All right. Lee?
When they do this, when they revise that, is there ever or has been in the past, because I know that it does change from time to time. Is there in the recent past history any areas that either was not in the flood zone that is now, or vice versa that was and it is not? Is any of that?
In 2012, our last major revision in 2012, it took some portions outside that were not in the special flood hazard area and designated them within the special flood hazard area. They have a program where we can deal with that kind of a 3-year grandfathering. So if your structure was not in there and now it was, then you would be required to have
and one last question, and you may not have the answer to this, just maybe your opinion on it. And I'm just curious, I know it'd be in the future when they talk about, completing the pumps in the South Delta. What effect, if they did that, in your opinion, and I know, again, it'd take a lot of study, what effect would that have on our flooding on some of these rains that we're having now?
The South Washington County would probably be affected. I haven't seen anything specifically for Washington County. One of the, some of the information that's out there as far as sharkiness, Quincy County, if they come with the backwater pumps, they'll turn on at elevation of 93, NAMD 88. Right now, their required base flood elevation, anything in Sharkey County has to be built up to 103. That's considered not the base flood elevation, but the minimum elevation. So if this pump project, when it comes to fruition, if it comes to fruition, it'll pretty much wipe out all of their special flood hazard areas.
Well, I guess why I was asking,
But they won't have to build anywhere near as much.
like the Drainage Commission was saying, I've seen number 9 and different ones. When it flooded here, a lady called me one day and, was complaining about the flooding, but heck, it was coming over the bridges in number 9. I was just wondering if that would relieve some of that. And one thing that I noticed that when everything went down at one time, what runs through Hollandale? What ditch is that? It runs through Hollandale. Which one runs through?
Number 9.
That Deer Creek?
Yeah, Deer Creek runs through.
Well, what I noticed last year, year before last, when everything else had went down, and I think I asked your dad about it, everything else went down, it was still real high there for some reason. And I was thinking
What
all of
area?
that drained into the South Delta, and I was just hoping that if they do, when they eventually complete or do the pumps, that it would relieve some of that pressure on that.
Certainly it would. When the pumps turn on, that way that it's not backing up, the water's not going to just keep backing up.
That's what, yeah. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping that's the case.
Deer
that we'll
Creek
see
has
some.
It should relieve us. I do know that Deer Creek has a couple of,
It got Deer
one
Creek got a dam. Deer Creek has a dam
Okay.
behind Treadway Circle.
Okay.
It's a dam over in that area.
they have one there, and actually there's a couple places on Deer Creek when they wanted to put a bridge in, but, they didn't have the facilities to do it, so they took some of these, now they're not railroad flat cars, they're just flat cars, and they shove berms out into the middle of the channel, so that whole, you got a couple of those that hold it, but the pump will help, how much, I don't know. That ditch number 6 project may help some. When they came up with these numbers that they used to base our base flood elevation numbers off of, they kind of weren't, they were assuming that our flooding infrastructure was functional. And then so I guess we need to always maintain them so that at least we get at least this. There are areas out there, I think one of the recent studies is about 20% of all flood insurance claims are structures that are not in the special flood hazard area. So that tells you about maybe not quite as robust contingencies. That's why I've advocated and pushed for the 18-inch freeboard that we have now to account for some of that and things. I was long-winded, but to answer your question, I hope that it will, and it probably will help us a little bit when they do get the backwater pumps in. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else?
While we on that, I'd like to add Bubba Simmons to that planning committee in light of Mr. Borkins, I believe.
Yeah.
That was it. And Bubba Simmons put it.
That's the planning commission.
Yes.
All right, anything else, Mr. Hooker? Daniel, let us know. Go.
Speaking to his mic where I can hear your voice.
Flooding, but not this pamphlet. My concern is going back to ditch number 9, because it just kind of bothered me, because it really floods Beauchamp, and I'm trying to identify who do we contact to address the issue, because it floods so bad, it's at a point it's going to people's homes, and we really need to address the issue. I just, I've asked several times, I hadn't got a real answer on who owns the ditch. Everybody kind of throw it back and forth. Could you find out who owns the ditch, and so we can do an application just as this drainage system did, and gone with whatever, fix whatever the problem is that ditch, because actually that ditch, from my understanding, caused a lot of flooding throughout the city of Greenville.
That ditch, of course, as far as ownership wise, is in the county's property. It falls under the purview as an inland stream, which belongs to people who would have oversight on it. Eventually goes back to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The local contact who is kind of in charge of it, kind of mediator between, would be Mr. Peter Nimrod,
Okay.
Mississippi Levy Board.
No, Peter.
If you contact him, he can give you any information you want. If there's something that needs to be done, he would be the first point of contact. And then he would then be in contact with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And, that's how anything would go through them for their final approval. I actually did a drainage, project implements over there. There's, the property immediately north of VFW Road, and drainage would go directly into, the number 9 canal right there by that bridge. And that's how I know this was our first point of contact for any project on it would be Mr. Peter Nimrod, and then he'll be for approval and we would go.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Daniel, thanks for your time.
Need a, the motion to add Bubba Simmons to the planning commission.
All right.
Second.
To fill the District 5, District 5.
I think that was at large, but
Oh, okay.
I think that was at large. Bill Boykins was at large.
You think that one got what now?
It was at large. It wasn't district.
Okay,
Uh,
was it
at-
Mr. Dr. Hollingsworth's position?
No, Bill Borkins.
That's Dr. Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm asking you, I don't know.
I don't know, I got another slide I got to fill. I had two.
Yeah, that one's at large. All of us have one, but that one's at large, but I don't have no problem with that.
Okay.
And I got to
All right.
find this.
Need a motion to accept Bubba Simmons' appointment to the Planning Commission.
I think we have a motion.
I made,
You
Yeah, he
made
made
the
the
motion.
motion. I made the
And,
second.
and you got a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
To take Bill Boykins' position.
Yeah.
You replace Bill Borkins?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that one was at large.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Let me serve.
All right. Well,
Y'all don't never do that when y'all replace people.
normally they pass away.
We need to start doing it.
With us replacing this, Mr. Borkins, want to get him a letter thanking him for his time as on the Washington County Planning Commission.
That's what we do in Leland. We're
Yeah.
very courteous in
We'll
Leland.
do that. Ms. Carter, would you put that together for us, please? Thank you. Okay, now, did we get everyone? Is anyone? Oh, I'm,
The road manager.
Can they start, is it possible they can be placed on the agenda
yeah, we can place them on, who wants to be placed on the agenda?
for
And
They wait need.
we know what?
They wait need.
All right, when you want to be on, when you know you want to come to the meeting, always get on the agenda if you can. All right. Understand? Mr. Davis?
Morning.
Can't hear you.
Mr. Davis, you need to speak into the mic so that I can hear you.
Hey.
All right, can you hear me now? I was asked to bring two quotes in to prepare electrical at Warfield Point Park. I have one of the proposals, but my second, bid, would not be in before the December 7th meeting.
I think he needs to just hold that one till he gets his other one.
Yeah.
That would be my opinion, to hold it till he gets his
Was
other
it a deadline for the bids to be in, Mr. Davis?
one. These are quotes.
Was it, was it a deadline for the quotes to be in, Mr. Davis?
We're gonna try to get them in by this meeting.
No, was there a deadline given to the people that were providing the quotes? No. Okay, that's fine. We'll take that up at the next meeting. We'll wait.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're done, right? That was it?
Yeah, let him get.
Go ahead, Ms.
Did you hire your people to help with the cleanup at the park, Warfield Park?
I guess I have.
Oh,
I'm finished with the paperwork.
how many did you hire?
Hiring two.
Okay, I just want to make sure we get those people hired to clean up. Thank you very kindly.
All right. Now, if we gotten almost everybody. Ms. Carter, you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you got Hinton Road. You want to get that now? Hinton Road Extension. Ms. Perry?
Yeah, but you need to speak into the mic, because I'm tired of trying to figure out what y'all saying.
Yeah.
Hey, get the mic.
Get your mic, because I'm tired of.
All right, everybody can hear me. This is the legal description of Hinton Road extension. I'm gonna pass it out to everyone. I'm just gonna get it, can we? And I just,
Which one have done to it, Ms. Brooks?
sir, well, you know, we've been talking about it, and I just wanna make sure we get everything.
I don't even remember the conversation. I'm
I'll
sorry.
tell you what. I'll give you mine. I'll give Mr. Griffin.
I'm good.
Okay, only thing is just, Attorney Griffin, here is the legal description of the Hinton Road extension and a letter from Mrs. Bill ready to donate the property to the county. So what is our next step? Okay, so what do we need to do? Do we need to do anything now? I'd like to make a motion to approve the right-of-way easement for,
For Hinton Road.
Hinton Road, Hinton
Whatever
Road
this-
Extension.
This,
for Hinton Road extension.
All right, that's a motion.
second?
And I got a second. Mr. Gordon, Supervisor Gordon.
Refresh my memory. I remember us talking about it. Exactly where was it? I remember us talking a little bit about it.
This piece of property is really north of Washington County. Actually, right across the ditch is Bolivar County. The issue is we're doing an easement so they can clean the ditch. Because actually, this person owns all their property, but she's willing to give it to us so we can keep the ditches
If I
clean.
remember correctly, it wasn't far. We were just trying to extend it.
Yeah, that's all.
Get
Just
it on down.
right.
Right against the road.
Yeah.
Okay. I
That's
remember.
right.
I remember.
All right, so does this benefit one particular resident? Does this benefit a number of citizens?
Well, it represents the citizens because the ditch really needs cleaning up. It's
If it's on, right now it's on private property, which is.
yes, it is.
And so this person that owns this private property wants to give up their rights to the private property so the county go in and clean this ditch.
Yes.
For this single individual property owner.
Well, it's not for a single person, it's for anybody. Actually, I talked to 5 property owners on that particular road.
Mr. Attorney?
Well, let me look at it, and let me explain to you the way these easements work, okay? Easements are supposed to benefit the county, for instance, if the county need access to a particular area, for garbage collection, or for some other reason, or to clean its ditches, as Ms. Brooks said.
It's just like putting the bridge across a ditch. Mr.
Yes, sir.
You can't just do that, but go ahead.
That's correct. You gotta have,
So you
gotta
make sure
have
what you finna
a
tell us.
right of way, you gotta have access, and the right of ways are designed for access, and which basically mean that the person still owns the property, but the county has the right to use it. That's all, okay? And this is true of this one. And while I'm talking, let me clarify one thing that apparently people misunderstand about road paving and et cetera. Let me just clarify something. And Ms. Brooks brought it up about Reed Road, what the county did for Reed Road. Because Reed Road is part county and part city, the county could have paved Reed Road from beginning to end, because the county is used for both purposes. The same is true, say, and I always wonder why they didn't do it, Old Leland Road, when the county stopped there at number 9 ditch.
Yeah.
The county could have completely paved Old Leland Road as well. So, but with respect to city held or owned street, Mr. President, board members by themselves, you got to have an agreement before you can do that. The county doesn't need an agreement to pave Reed Road, because as long as it's part owned by the county. You gotta understand that. That's the difference, okay? In any road that's part owned, the county can do the whole road.
Just for future reference. Okay, and you take like Reed Road, you know, you get down by Old Bannon, right in that area. actually 2 lanes the city owned, 2 lanes the county owned. But what you're saying, if you wanted to go on even further, like towards, as far as you want to, we don't own either side, but it's connected to part of it, so.
That's correct.
But,
All
okay.
the way to Highway
Okay.
1 if you want.
Okay.
82.
The right thing would be to let them know, but you're saying we have the
Yes.
authority to do,
That's
okay,
correct.
okay.
And the statute basically said, if it's concurrently held property, you can do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
All the way to 82?
Yes.
Right. Where do we stand? with-
So, do I need to make a motion to this for the
Yeah, yeah,
easement? What do we need to do next? That's all I'm trying to do.
I think there's already a motion, isn't there?
I thought she made a motion. I thought I got a
Right
second.
away? Yeah, to approve the right.
Accepting the right of way.
Okay.
And,
I second.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
To
motion and a
accept the
second.
right of way.
To accept the right of way.
From
the
this,
right of way.
Accept the easement.
right of way easement. Okay? Yes, sir.
So when you say right of easement, so that won't be owned by the county, it'll just be a right of
Yes, it
easement?
will.
That's correct.
Yes, it will.
Right, they give you act,
Your easement.
you can use it uninhibited during the course of the easement, okay?
But Washington County's, where's the benefit for the overall public?
Washington County.
To keep the,
Where's the benefit for Washington
the
County?
benefit, I'm telling you, sir, because I'm out there. The benefit is to clean the ditch out because it's been really flooded out there for those people, and they can't even get out and go. They need to go. They got to walk in mud to get where they got to go. And we just can't do this to people in Washington County.
What I'm talking about is, how do they get the garbage? Do the garbage truck go down there?
No, ain't no
Do a
garbage
school bus go down there?
Yes, a school bus does go down.
Let's do this,
It's not raining.
let's do this so we can get that taken.
Motion and second.
Motion and a second already. Any more questions? If not, I got a motion and a second on the floor. There are no other questions? All in favor of the acceptance?
Before I vote on that, it is legit what we're doing.
If it's used, and I'm hearing Ms. Brooks, and you need to put that in the minutes, if it's used for instance, county purposes, okay? If the county needs it to clean the ditches, along there, or if the county, collects garbage along there, similar to what we talked about last week. Or if there's a bus turnaround on that road that's required or whatever, you can do that.
Does it meet that?
Sir?
Does it meet
I
that?
don't know. You asked
What
me,
you recommended to the board?
you asked me for the facts. I don't know what, Ms. Brooks has to, and this board has to make that finding. I simply, I do 2 things. One, tell you what the law is, and if the board approves it, okay, I prepare the instrument to get it recorded.
Call for question.
Now, the facts itself, I don't know what the facts are.
Call for question. We got a motion.
I got a motion and a second on the floor.
Get this over with.
All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
I gotta hear you, Mr. Benson. All right, that's 3. Any opposed? Any opposed, other than me?
Well, you
Yeah.
I abstain. I don't know enough about it.
Okay.
So are you opposing?
No, I'm just not gonna vote. I don't know.
Abstain.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I
That's
just
a
don't know
motion.
enough about it.
Motion carries.
Okay, the other issue I want to discuss is the city of Leland. Since we're waiting on the interlocal agreement, I do want to spread this across the minutes. The city of Leland sent this to me. They have a walking trail, and they're asking for the county's assistance on the walking trail, but it's the interlocal agreement. I got all that, so I'm just going to, I like to make a motion, spread this across the minutes until we get the interlocal agreement together. So the city, so you can look at it. It's for $19,000. The city is asking for labor, and they want to go half on the asphalt. The asphalt is $19,725. So it's an interlocal agreement. And anyway, I'm not asking nobody to do anything right now. I'm waiting on the interlocal agreement.
Oh, well, they're about to.
And also their facilities in the county is not in the city of Leland, the other piece.
So that means, I'm sorry, Mr.
Now, the interlocal agreement will not cover that. We talking streets. This is a different project, and you can proceed on that with, because that, you do those on a case-by-case basis. But the interlocal agreement will cover streets from here and after. Streets, not,
Project. So the county can't do this?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
the county can do it if it's within the sound discretion of the board whether or not they want to do that or not.
Okay.
They're
Well,
asking for also the cost of material too, half of the cost of material.
the city's asking the county to pay for $10,000 in material.
Do you have to?
Yes, and I'd like to spread this across the minutes. Always this came from Mayor Thomas.
All
And whatever you have on that,
That's what-
Hinton Road, I need that too,
All
to
right,
put
that's
in the
what,
minutes.
labor and work plus $10,000. Anybody, any other questions? I got a motion. Ms. Brooks,
Yes.
I got a motion for the walking trail in Leland with $10,000 additional funding.
Wait a minute.
The walking trail is $20,000. The city has $10,000. They're willing to pay themselves. They really do need assistance, and they're asking the county for that because they don't have they don't have the materials to do it themselves. If they did, they would do it.
Ms. Brooks, where the 10,000 coming from? What's your recommendation?
The same where Mr. Gordon said, general fund.
10,000, you said.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. They don't have nothing else they can use for a walking trail, but
Well, actually, you know what? People actually go out there for it. It's at the National Guard Armory. It was already, it just has to be rehab. And people are really, really going out there and using it. And actually, I think they had somebody who almost fell and just want to be correct.
but 10,000 out of this budget
We just spent $370,000 out this budget.
He's only got so much to keep going. All right, Ms. Brooks, hold right. Go ahead, Mr. Benson, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, Lee.
The problem I have, again, you're gonna have, I don't mind the labor and the material and stuff, but just like on the streets, when it comes to that, I think that needs to be a part, they furnish that, we furnish the labor, because, you've got, Greenville's got a walking trail, Hollandale's got one.
Well, Greenville came and made a request for streets. The city of Leland made a request on a walking trail. The city of Leland hadn't asked for anything about no streets.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're talking
that's
about
what I'm
apples
saying,
and
but-
oranges.
But even the interlocal agreement, our agreement's gonna be from labor and material, not expenses. As
What?
far as that,
Well, my thing is, we're talking, but the city and the county, like Mr. Griffin just said, the county went half and half on Reed Road, and I know y'all probably spent about $200,000 on it.
way more than that.
We
but-
spent
Yeah, it's way more.
Well, how much? So my thing is, so the thing is, the city of Leland has not asked for any streets at all.
No, but the thing about it, like I say, those particular projects benefit everybody, like Reed Road and different ones like
And
that.
anybody who wanted to walk on that walking trail is open to anybody that's there. So it's not only just open to Lelanders. If people in Greenville want to come walk on it, just as I go over to that park, I can't name the park, over by Mr. Griffin's house, I go walk on that park.
Yeah. I'd be in favor of the material and labor, but not the cost of the material.
Not
I'm
$10,000.
sorry, not the cost.
Understand. Ms. Brooks, who owns that property?
The city of Leland.
City of Leland owns the armory.
Yeah, we own the armor. They gave it back to us back when I was on the board.
All right, that's for the walking trail in Leland. Any other questions? I got a motion and a second. Any other questions?
Second it,
Nobody seconded it.
because Brooks made the motion.
I got a motion from Brooks. Anybody gonna second it?
Redmond seconded it.
Ain't nobody seconded.
No.
Mr. Redmond seconded.
Yes, sir.
You seconded now.
All right, I got a motion and a second. That's for labor plus an additional $10,000 to help with the resurfacing of the walking trail at the armory in Leland. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Only one aye. You lose, Ms. Brooks.
That's not accurate.
All in favor of the motion, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
That's two.
Nay.
I'm gonna go with them this time, aye.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
3-2.
I let Mayor Thomas know they'll be very thankful to citizens in Leland. Okay, I got one other thing and I'll be done. Now my other project is the election commissioners. I don't know if y'all know, but most election commissioners got COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think all the election commissioners got COVID.
Wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, let's do this here. If those are medical conditions in this public meeting,
Well, I stand corrected. Well, let me discuss this in executive session and I stand corrected.
all right, we'll, I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna talk about this in executive session, okay.
Also, I got one other thing I want to do. I want to talk about hiring another person for Mr. Benson, 30 hours, so he can drive him around.
Wait till you get back, please.
Okay.
You might not have-
Well, I'll wait till we come back then.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, 'cause you ain't gonna have the votes. Oh, what you got?
Well, I like to add this other
good.
situation to executive
You
session.
can always, when we get up and I say, how's, it makes you good, you can always add it in then. Ms. Carter, you ready? I think we've gotten everything. We've gotten the Hinton Road extension covered.
You got a hand back there.
I got a hand where?
Yes, sir.
He the one said he didn't want to strike out. That's Perry.
Huh?
Perry, that's Perry. He said, he didn't, oh, you talking about Mark, you talking about Perry?
No, it was Perry.
Yeah, but he said he didn't want to say nothing.
He's raising his hand
He
now,
raised
though.
his hand up.
Come up to the mic, cause I can't hear you sit back here.
We know you're gonna be there this week. We to
I just want the board to know that we can wrap up holiday tomorrow.
Right.
My plan was to come to
Leland.
do the walk.
That's what we just told him. I was hoping you wouldn't just bust us out like that. But yeah, he and Leland tomorrow, Ms. Brooke. That's why we already said that. We good? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're excited you're coming to Leland tomorrow.
Stick with the plan. Leland, Broadway extended. I think that's what we say. All right.
What you say?
Mr. Seard. You don't have anything?
Supervisor Brooks.
Supervisor Brooks. There's no letter here, no signature, no nothing. What is that?
We need a letter.
You can give it to her. Give it back. All right, Ms. Carter, if you would, please. I'm sorry.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
We have expended 14.5% of our budget through November 16th.
Hold on 1 second. I got Chief Barber back there looking at me funny. Yeah.
There you go.
Warden who?
Warden Shaw.
Shaw.
Shaw, Mississippi, Shaw. So I just wanted to know that
He can come and introduce himself.
he is a grown man, he can speak with us.
Amen.
Talking to that mic.
I'm the marshal on the Lake Green, Mississippi. Been in commission for almost 19 years. Exactly been right.
Are you a pastor? Okay. I'm just making sure.
Come back up to the mic.
No, we're not gonna hold that against you, but go ahead.
When I see you again, I want to be streamed like you was when I had you, okay?
Okay. Ms. Carter, if you would, please.
Do we have a report from the sheriff department?
Huh?
We don't have a report from the sheriff department?
At the end.
They normally
Okay,
come
at the
after
end.
you.
Yeah, we
after
get it.
the council. We have expended 14.5% of our budget through November 16th compared to a plan of 16.66%. Our receipts deposited November 3rd through 16th totaled $811,898.94.
Any questions, comments? Need a motion?
No. That was just the deposits. I'm on the claims docket now. Requesting board approval of our claims docket totaling $435,142.69.
So moved.
Got a motion? Second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Show Benson Redmond out of the room.
Requesting payment in the amount of $153,641.57 to Fordyce Construction Company for payment number 4 for the Washington County 19-2 Wilmot Road project.
So moved.
I got a motion? I got a motion? I need a second. And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Requesting payment in the amount of $262,474.67 to Fordyce Construction Company for payment number 1 for the Washington County 19-3 Greer Road project.
So moved.
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Requesting payment in the amount of $6,617.33 to Fordyce Construction Company for payment number 8 for the Washington County 19-6 Helm Road project.
So moved.
Is that road complete?
I got a motion?
Is that complete?
No. Hold on, 17-19. You still have M Road, you still have $56,008 left.
For them to complete project? Any other?
They have to do dirt work and stuff like that. They've done the dirt work already. I know, but there's some on the sides.
Right-of-way stuff, yeah. All right, all in favor, show by, I need a motion in a second.
Second.
Properly
we
move,
already
all
got
right,
that.
all in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Hey, yes, ma'am.
I did ask for, Mr. Hooker to come and give us a report on these projects. I made this report to you officially.
I sure did.
Make a motion to get him here.
Oh,
You
I'll do
said
it.
no.
I said I wouldn't do it.
You told me I didn't need to make a motion.
Oh,
to
no.
get Mr. Hooker here to
I just
give
need to
us
be
a report.
reminded to do it.
Sir,
I just need to be reminded. Let me make a note.
Did you do it?
this would be my third time making this request, sir.
Three is the charm, but third, that's not a
I
strikeout.
mean,
You're
3 is
good.
very good.
Now, you know you can call them too now.
I don't have his number.
We'll get it to you now. You can make the phone, you can make the
I
request.
just like to know the status of everything.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms.
Okay.
Carter.
We need to carry that money,
And what was the motion?
to pay for the ice construction company payment number 8.
Payment number 8.
Elm Road project.
I got a motion, Ms. Brooks, and who get this second?
I did.
And
Mr.
Gordon,
Gordon.
second. All in favor of the motion, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Motion
Okay.
carries.
Requesting payment in the amount of $56,316.25 to Maloof Construction LLC for payment number 3 for ERBR 7601 Priscilla Road.
Motion. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Requesting payment in the amount of $17,858.10 to J.J. Ferguson Sand and Gravel Incorporated for payment number 1 for ERBR 7603 Bassey Road.
Motion, second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Requesting payment in the amount of $3,290.62 to Fordyce Construction Company for payment number 3 for ERBR 7606 Stone Airport Road.
Second.
Is that the last one? Is that-
That's the last one, then.
Yeah, should be, that's all.
Hands on Airport Road ever since I've been on the board.
I don't think so. Hold on. You still have $30,931.60.
Yeah, not yet, no, not yet. All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. That's unanimous.
Requesting payment in the amount of $104,719.62 to Fordyce Construction Company for payment number 2 for ERBR 7607 Iflin Road.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Requesting payment to Hayes Dent Public Strategies LLC in the amount of $4,166.66 for lobbying, consulting, and public affairs for November 2020.
I got a motion
Second.
and a second. Oh,
Second.
all right, I got a motion and a second. For Hayes Dent Strategies, 416666. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay. That motion carries.
The Fourth Circuit Court District is requesting the appointment and salary of Lisa H. Roberts for the position of AOC Deputy Court Administrator at $58,300 per year, with Washington County paying a share of 43%, which is equivalent to $25,069, effective December 1, 2020.
What? I got a motion
Second.
and a second. What is that?
You know how the courts send those court orders for the appointment of certain positions. They have one person to leave, which is, I want to say, Ann Banks, and they're just filling their position.
I think that's,
That was a court
I don't think
administrator.
we have a choice on that, it's just a process.
All right, all right, I got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I have an invoice from David Smith Construction for the repair work done to Washington County Courthouse from the storm damage that happened in April in the amount of $8,200, and that was reimbursed from our insurance company. We just have to pay them.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'm finished.
All right, that's it for Ms. Carter. Ms. Hansel?
Okay. morning, board members.
Morning.
Morning.
Today you have a request from the Gulf Coast Veterans Advocacy Council. They're requesting permission to hold a supply giveaway event in the parking lot of the Washington County Convention Center on December 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Everybody get that one?
What having them giving away what?
A supply giveaway
Supply giveaway.
at the convention, in the parking lot of the convention center.
Gulf Coast veterans.
Gulf Coast Veterans.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You need to carry the
December
motion.
12th. And when is it gonna be? It's gonna be December 12th.
You need to carry the motion, Carl.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second for the Gulf Coast veterans for December 12th. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And I also have today for your approval, bonds. I have a bond for Kenneth O'Harris, who is the business manager for the Leland School District. And I also have a bond for, Betty A. Jones. She is the food service director at Western Line School District. I need your approval, of these two bonds today.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you.
I also have today for approval, an invoice from Mississippi State Extension, Mississippi State University Extension Service. This is the reimbursement for employee salary and fringe benefits for the month ending October 31st, 2020. The amount of the invoice is $3,658.66, and I need the board's approval on paying this invoice.
So, second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. And this morning, we have a school bus turnaround request from the Western Line School District. I need to get approval from the board for these bus turnarounds for 2021, and we need to pass this on to the road manager.
How many is it? All of them? Or-
Oh, it's a lot
That's
of them.
quite a
It's, yes, sir.
That's just yearly. We do that yearly, don't we?
Nope, not every year, but we do.
Don't we approve that yearly?
We do,
Yeah.
whenever they make the request.
We do.
Yeah,
They don't make it every year, but yeah, we do. When they ask, we do. The answer is yes.
yeah. But
Normally, we
it
try
is
to
a-
get them to
it's a
buy the
large
material,
number.
but we do.
Sir.
We normally, we do. I got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, we do.
That's all that I have. I'd like to request approval to copy documents into, the board's minutes.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Miles?
That's all that I have for you today.
Good morning, board.
Morning.
Morning.
Sheriff requesting, director of the camera system, direction facility, these requests to go for yours bid. That was wise solution.
Got a motion? Wise Solutions.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else? All right. My goodness. Ms. Brooke? You, at the end, you put it in. There you go. Go ahead, Ms. Griffin. We had several.
Yeah, the lease with, from Montgomery,
This is a lease for the 199 acres.
yes, I recommend this approval.
He approves this lease, so we just need board to accept this
And
lease
authorize the board.
and authorize me to sign. We'll pass it on to Mr.
Signature.
Got a motion and a second? All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the other, I had put together a memorandum, on these roads, and I recommend that it be, as especially with regard to consideration of doing work on private roads. And if you look down at the bottom.
Wait a minute,
and
what's a
some of
private
you-
road?
No. I'm just,
He's educating us.
You got, everybody
for
got one?
consideration. And for instance, Ms. Brooks over there, you can grade, gravel, shell, repair, and maintain a private road used as a school bus turnaround upon written request from a school district, okay? And then you can obtain and maintain a private easement, similar to what Ms. Brooks was talking about, for access purposes to facilitate or further your garbage collection system or other public systems being used by the county. So, and the question that came about, what can be done, then you gotta demonstrate, as I said earlier, that you actually, that the board is actually utilizing that particular easement before it can acquire it for access purposes to facilitate its interest, not the interest of the private owners.
Right.
Okay?
So in this case, what do you recommend?
No, I'm just recommending you approve that and add it to the minutes as the official legal definition of those.
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion and a second for that. This will be added to the minutes. I
Lee
got a second,
Gordon,
Supervisor
Gordon seconded.
Yeah.
Thank
All in
you,
favor,
Attorney
show by
Griffin.
sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I think you need to also carry that Lisa Frederick Palmer Gunner, you had.
I thought he did.
No, I
You did
didn't.
not.
No, I
He
didn't. No, I
had the
didn't.
motion and a second, but
I
he
didn't
needs to
carry it.
carry it now.
All right, the lease agreement for the farmland. All
So
in,
moved. Me
got a
second.
and a second.
Aye.
Yeah. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? I'm sorry, y'all messing this up.
You made the motion, she seconded the motion.
I'm sorry, I'm messing it up. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll get it signed in process. Mr. Griffin.
And one final thing, board members, on those two properties, one in Hollandale,
The
and one in
appraisals.
Mr. McGee's district. Mr. Wise, I spoke with Mr. Wise this morning because we've been trying to get the appraisal reports, and he indicated that they will be forwarded to us today. So, once those are done, you can make a decision on how you, with respect to the Hollandale property, we'll take that and for negotiation purposes. With respect to the one in Mr. McGee's district, on, what's that bayou?
It's Beauchamp Extended and Horseshoe Bayou.
Yeah, Horseshoe Bayou Road, that one, my understanding is the county wants to dispose of it, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and that appraisal will give us a starting point on what we are to negotiate, upward or downward.
Yep. Okay. Now, what do we need to do with Hollandale?
With Hollandale, well, until we see the appraisal report.
Okay, after, we gonna see it, but we got a meeting in 2 weeks. Can we approve
Well,
further
you can
action?
authorize, let's go in the executive session and talk about
All
where
right.
we're going, because he's asked for a certain amount.
That's
We can
fine.
talk about that in the executive session.
All right. Contract negotiations for executive session, we're gonna make that as an addition. We had something else for executive session, election commission.
No,
Is that-
I don't. I want to discuss that. I wait till the
Yeah,
first meeting in
okay. I
December.
don't think that'll qualify, it won't qualify anyway.
Right, because I have some medical information.
So you wanna do this in executive session? Election commission?
Yes, sir.
No, I told you I don't want to discuss until
He
the
does.
first meeting in December.
He
No,
does.
I want to update the board.
Oh, just update.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does.
So you want to close?
We're gonna go into close after a while, not right now.
Okay.
But we will be, but I need to have executive session items added to the agenda. Contract negotiations, as well as, what do you call that, Mr. Griffin?
On what,
Election commission.
the election commission.
I'm gonna do it in executive session.
Personnel.
Personnel matter. Can I get a motion
So
and a
moved.
second for the addition? I'm sorry, Lee.
Chair.
All right. All
Uh,
in favor, show by sign of aye for those additions.
Mr. President, before we go into executive session, I want to place another item on the agenda
we
before
gon-
going
we
into
gon- we
executive
gon' get
session.
Yeah, we're gonna get them. Let me get Chief Bob.
That's fine. No problem.
Good morning again. Let me just, say to you all, the board, help us with this matter. We have over 500 people in Memphis this morning. In reference to FedEx coming
I told y'all this.
and the parents happening,
And that ain't all of them.
over 500
I told y'all that.
in the middle of a pandemic. So what I'm saying is, we just asking for
that, and evidently they didn't adhere to it, but okay.
They're there now.
Yeah, today's the 16th.
Yeah, it's a lot of them out there.
People ready to work. That's a good thing. I'm excited
Yeah,
to
but
hear
we don't
that.
need everybody sick.
But we all knew it was gonna be a good turnout.
Oh, my goodness. All right, what we got left now is executive session, matters. Supervisor Gordon, you good?
Yes.
Benson? Brooks?
Yes, I would like to add an item to the agenda.
Let's do it.
Okay. I would like to hire Mr. Fennessy, Cleveland Fennessy, to drive Pastor,
Supervisor Benson?
can I get finished? Pastor Supervisor Benson, as his driver. He works 30 hours a week. That's my motion.
What's your motion, ma'am?
To hire Mr. Cleveland Fennessy to drive Supervisor Benson 30 hours a week until, I'm going to say for starting out 5 months.
Wow.
And if it needs to cease, then it's fine, but we can give it up to 5 months and then review it again. That's my
I got a
motion.
motion on the floor. I need a second. I got a second. Questions? Comments? Ms. Attorney, hiring, what's the position?
Well, you can do it, and the board has, as I understand it, done it in the past, for the limited purpose of driving, the county's vehicle. Number one, driving Pastor Benson in the county's vehicle, for county purposes, limited to county purposes, and it's county business.
What?
If you do it for 30 hours, then he's gonna be treated as
As
a
a
regular
part-time
employee, am I
person,
correct?
yeah, as a part-time employee with $11 pay an hour.
I'm sorry,
Part-time employee at $11.
in excess of 20 hours a week?
No,
Yeah.
that's part-time. That's what we pay our part-time
Less than
people.
32.
Okay.
Needs less than 32.
Right.
That's what we start our part-time, that's what we start our people.
That's
out
what
with.
the part-time makes that.
Not everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it can't watch
Like
now.
where?
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
choice Washington County make. We need to go back and
Right.
revisit that because there's nothing.
What?
No, we trying to get up to $15 an hour. We wanna let people know they work. That's what I'm at. I'm not bringing up today, but we do need to revisit that because really $11 an hour is no money. Let's say we got people working 40 hours a week at $10 an hour. Let's say $11 an hour. That's only $440. That ain't paying nobody's bill. So I think we need, I'm not saying today, but we do need to go back and revisit how we take care of our employees. Because when you're good to your employees are good to you. Per Marla Brooks.
And what's, the motion and the minutes have to reflect that this is a county related.
Well, let me amend my motion to drive Supervisor Benson in the county truck for county business only.
And that's 32 hours a week. That's 30.
I said at 30 hours a week. Does that sound suffice to you?
And you said we've done that before? But go ahead. Any other questions?
I got one.
My understanding, y'all did something like this
No, we
similar to
didn't.
Mr. Holmes.
No, we didn't.
Well, we wasn't here. We,
No.
there was
And from checking back, that's not true. Mr. Holmes had county employees taking the places. They didn't hire somebody, so that's not true.
Well,
We just hired another employee, that's all.
You just can't hire a person unless you got 30 hours worth of work. Go ahead.
What if I need to move to 32 hours? It's not a problem, or 33?
30, if you don't have 30 hours worth of work, but go ahead.
Okay, well then let's move it. Let me phrase that 33 hours a month.
So you keep going up, you don't have 30. But go ahead, Mr. Griffin.
let me make certain that is legal.
Well, let me phrase it.
Okay, subject to,
Subject to it being legal. That's the motion.
and I'll get that answer today. Okay.
You don't carry the motion?
I've got any other questions? If not, we're about to go. Go ahead, Lee.
Just, I still think that we've got people here that can do that,
Of course.
So my vote would be no, just gonna find out.
And I thought we had it worked out with Anthony and, of course, an off-duty deputy. And of course, I didn't know there was an issue. Of course, Anthony is available, when he needed. If not, I'm pretty sure we could assist Mr. Supervisor Benson. But okay, I got a motion and a second on the floor. If there are no other questions. Now, you're gonna get, that's
Yeah.
gonna be this motion pending.
But I would point out that it's no different than utilizing a current employee.
Well, we don't just add the head count. You got us adding to head count. We don't just add to head count.
I understand.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, that's your discretion whether you add to the head count or you pull somebody from some other area.
When you spend taxpayer dollars.
Well, actually, Mr. Griffin, we did add to the head count. When we did this election, we were just pulling names, pulling numbers, and there was a head count. We didn't just say we needed 10 people or 5 people. We got what we needed to make it happen. And this is no different with an employee, a supervisor for our county. If he needs someone to drive him that he feels comfortable with, or he can feel comfortable to have a conversation with, not saying he has a problem with anybody else, but I understand privacy. So let's do diligence across the board.
And can we consistently do that for other employees as well?
If somebody has a problem, yeah, we do. We need to try to help all our people.
There are no other questions. There are no other questions. Let me carry the motion. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
1, 2, 3. Motion carried.
Nay. Nay.
Who's going to, you all get together and make that happen? Benson, in county administrator. On the hiring of the person.
Yeah. Are we in executive session?
No.
You just get together an item to go in executive session.
Some earlier, yeah.
Yes.
And also the other thing, you know, you was going to check it our way. I just want to just follow up on how we need to be prepared for the future with the state of Mississippi. We should be getting ourselves ready to make requests on doing things in our communities and our county. That's all I just want to say. That just we need to be getting prepared for 2021.
Okay. Mr. Redmond.
That's good, been cutting jeans.
All right, Mr. Redmond, good. Okay, December the 12th, there is a request. We do this every year. The community dinner, Ms. Brooks, at the Leland Health Department. Mr.
The League and Dealing, yeah.
December the 12th. They want approval for the use of the Leland Health Department.
So moved.
Got a motion? And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
And I will
Any
say,
opposed? That's
y'all are
perfect.
all invited. It's always very nice. All the community comes out. Yeah, it's very nice.
Pandemic restrictions?
I guess
Of
we're
course
gonna
it
have
is.
to.
Oh, yes.
And then also we have people that pick up dinners too.
Yeah,
Everybody
they-
don't always eat there. We also just give out dinners as well. They do a good job.
Okay.
Okay, we've got the leases you talked about. I'm sorry, Lee.
No.
Mark said he was good.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay.
No, he said he was good. All right, we got an executive session now. We got to wrap it up quick. Mr. Redmond said he's ready to go. I
I'll
need
second that.
I need to keep in mind we got to 12 o'clock lunching on whatever time. We've got. Oh my God!
Bless you, bless
Let me
you.
put my mask on.
God bless you. Mr. McGee.
Hey,
You said we have a 12 o'clock luncheon. Well,
It was coming.
who having the luncheon?
extension
The
service.
extension services.
The who?
The extension service.
No, they don't call me.
You sure they didn't call?
They didn't call Mama.
Thomas,
Where's
did you get a
that?
call?
They called to find out what you want to do.
We got you.
Where's the hell at?
Right here.
It's gonna be held right here.
We'll let them know
They have
we're
it
ready.
every year, but they have it the
Right
first
now, yeah.
meeting in November. It's held every year.
Yeah, we'll let them know when we finish. All right, I need a motion to go into closed session, announce our intent for executive session. So moved. Got a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, show by sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're gonna go into executive session now. Go into executive session for contract negotiations
And a
and a
personnel matter.
personnel matter.
Right.
I'm gonna be with Mark in here.
Oh, FYI, I just got a text. It says, so y'all know that the federal.
A wellness tour they were doing. Yeah, well, they came, how long ago, Charlize, the Delta Wellness Tour? Remember that? You was in Hollandale, they had to come back up here. They're scheduled to be back in here on Wednesday. Yeah, but what we're gonna have to do is email you all what they're doing in case you want to come out and see what's going on with them. I don't have the details, but I did look on my calendar and they're scheduled to be in here on Wednesday. So we'll see if something changed. All right, I need a motion to recess last meeting of the month until now, the 7th, ended the 7th?
To adjourn.
To adjourn to the,
Yes, you need to adjourn.
it's the 7th. I got one more.
Oh, sorry about this, we have one more thing for you. Sheriff requested to purchase 2 facial recognition, thermometers.
How much?
Depending on the brand, they run between $1,700 and $3,000. It's you put the face of that to it, and it reads your temperature.
All right, that's total of $6,000.
Yeah, we need to get 2.
That's total of $6,000. Where is it coming from?
It's gonna come, we got to pay for it, then we're gonna get reimbursed from by MBOC.
I need a motion. I got a motion,
So, second,
and I got a sec. What?
Who made the motion? Me.
He made the motion.
Who seconded Benson?
You don't have to post in there, what happened there, we just try and get permission, then try to go in there, we don't get the post in there. It's not gonna be over 3,000, it's 17.
I need the information.
We're gonna approve 6,000.
The authorized quotes and the purchase, based on low quote.
Whenever you get the quotes, I need to have a copy.
All right, I got a motion on the floor to authorize $6,000 for the
Still in
purchase.
executive session.
No, no.
Oh, we come out?
Yeah, we are. We already
I'm
out.
sorry, I'm trying to tend your business.
No, we out. We out. To purchase 2 facial recognition computers or devices, cameras, with a maximum of $6,000. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck. Hey, y'all. The motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we out until the 7th.
Me?
Until the 7th.
Jerry, did
I
you
did.
second to adjourn?